Would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Good morning, Oneonta Class of 2020 and families. I hope all of you have been staying safe and healthy during these chaotic times. Even though these past few months had some unexpected events, it's important for all of you to be proud of yourselves, celebrate, and reflect on the memories and accomplishments you made here at OHS. You all have earned your way to be here. You all have battled adversity and may even have done things you never thought you were capable of. Again, be proud and cherish this moment, because this is an experience that marks the end of an amazing journey and the start of a whole new one ahead of you. Wherever your path takes you after this, whether it's the military, into the workforce, into college, or any other opportunities, just know you are a part of something. And that is the pride of being an Oneonta Yellow Jacket. You see, our school community is a family. OHS is something we all have a connection to and something we can all come back to. Recently, we all have experienced some unfortunate events that have taken place. No matter your opinions on the state of our nation, I think many of us feel a divide. Many people are coming together, yet we also see negativity and separation. In the scheme of things, we are witnessing madness all over the country. Despite all this turmoil, we have to remember that we still have each other. Believe it or not, we all have a bond from walking the halls every day at OHS. We will always have OHS and the amazing people, the teachers, coaches, and staff with whom we have developed relationships with. We may not agree on everything, we may not have the same opinions, but at the end of the day, we still have each other. Now, once we all step into the real world, we need to keep that in mind. We need to hold the bond we have with each other and expand it to other people. The more people we are able to touch, the stronger the bond we'll have. And that bond will enable us to effect change and combat the evils in our communities. After this, we will all embark on our own journey and enter what folks call reality. From here on, all I ask of you is this: educate yourself, gain new perspectives, and have empathy for others. Let's talk more about education. Education is imperative, and I'm not just talking about going to college. If you are going to college, great, but if you're not, that is totally fine, because you still have opportunities to educate yourself. Take the time to seek factual and unbiased information. Understand our country's history and our governmental system. Educate yourself on history of all ethnic groups and races. Become culturally competent. Educate yourself to be self-sufficient so you can save money and don't have to rely on others to fix your car or even do jobs around your home. Educate yourself to change the world and to better yourself and others, because education is power and it stays with you forever. Next, I urge you all to gain new perspectives. Today, we lack understanding others. We all come from different backgrounds and have experienced different things. Personally, I'm blessed. I have a level of privilege, and I acknowledge that. However, in times of conflict or tension, I try to be open-minded. I try to understand the other side and really hear them out. You see, we all unconsciously have cognitive bias, and there is a specific type of cognitive bias that's called confirmational bias, which can cause problems. Confirmational bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information that confirms or supports one's prior personal beliefs or values. This can cause problems because if we're only seeking information that appeals to us, then how are we going to understand other people and come up with compromise and solutions? That's why understanding other perspectives is so important. Not everyone thinks the way you do. Not everyone was raised the way you were. Not everyone lives in the same demographic as you. And not everyone has your experiences. So, talk to people in a civil manner. Converse with them and hear them out. Try to learn their story, because who knows? You may have more in common than you think. Lastly, I urge you all to have empathy for others. All of us go through hardships. Some of us are able to move on quicker than others, but at the end of the day, we all need someone there for us who at least shows that we as humans care. Now, empathy is a word that we hear all the time, and I believe we all have an idea when to be empathetic. However, I believe not all of us have really learned how to show empathy. To help with that, I'm going to give you some ways you can do this. The first way is to reach out. You may seem like you're bothering someone, but truthfully, by reaching out, it portrays to that person that someone cares for them and is there for them. The second way is to provide them with a listening ear. Sometimes people need someone who they can just get stuff off their chest to or rant to. It might not make any sense to you, and you might not fully understand, but you're allowing them to be heard and to express their emotions. The last way you can be empathetic is to take action. Offer the person or group of people a helping hand. Buy them lunch or dinner. Donate. Help with an errand or a task that is overwhelming them. Speak up, support them, and stand with them. Don't second guess, just do it. Because it's okay to show that you care. Truthfully, I believe empathy and acts of empathy are an investment not only for yourself, but for the rest of the world. Because maybe that one time you showed empathy to someone, they were influenced to do the same to someone else, and so on. You see, this chain of showing others that we are there for them and that we care for them is something that I truly believe can get us somewhere. This is how we can change the world and unite. But it all starts with you. What will you do? OHS Class of 2020, I'm proud of you and I love you all. At the end of the day, whatever you strive to do, just remember that you have this family. This is your family, and we are in this together. Now, before I end my speech, I want you all to do something for me. Whoever you may be with right now, give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Cherish this moment because with your loved one, and don't take it for granted, because you might not get this moment ever again. Be proud of yourselves, be proud of your friends and peers, be proud of your school, and be proud of what is next to come. I wish you all the best of luck on your future endeavors. We are the class that can change the world, so let's do it together, and let's set the example. Thank you.
Good morning. Pay it forward. 3 simple words with profound meaning. It has been said that paying it forward is an expense we can all afford, and the humanity cannot afford to live without. We as the class of 2020 believe this is true. Acts of kindness build exponentially in a community, and one good deed leads to another. We believe that every student who enters through the doors matters, and every student should feel like they matter. Every student can make a positive impact, no matter how small. We want every student to know about the power that they have as individuals to change the world. We need to inspire our peers to want to leave a piece of themselves behind, to make a change for future classes. When we recognize the students for who they are, we inspire them to do just that. Our school is filled with students who possess ideas, goals, and aspirations. We want each and every student to know that their ideas matter. Therefore, it is with great pride that I introduce the Class of 2020 Pay It Forward Scholarship. This scholarship will be awarded to a student who displays kindness, generosity, and initiative for the next 4 years, every year. Oneonta High School has instilled a desire to give back, and we want all future students to do the same. Although we are currently living in unprecedented times, we hope this scholarship will encourage future students to adopt the attitude this class has had during these challenging times.
Good morning. Boy, I am really glad that we're here today. Parents, guardians, family members, members of the Board of Education. Mr. Butterman, I know that you're leaving the board. Certainly want to thank you for your service to our community. Thank you. And honored graduates of the class of 2020, it is a pleasure to be able to address you even under such unprecedented circumstances. It has proven to be quite an interesting senior year for you all. But with class, compassion, and understanding, we come together today, this day, your graduation day. It is a day of thanks and celebration. I thank you students, you parents and guardians, our teachers, administrators, staff, and members of the Board of Education as your collective efforts and commitment to each other culminates on this day. Seniors, I vividly recall when you made your way to Link Crew orientation as incoming ninth graders, as I was still the high school president, or high school principal, holy mackerel. You, this class, the class of 2020, was different. You were different as a group. You just came into that new building and made it your own. It was clear on that orientation day that you were a special group. You did not disappoint. You are intelligent, you are talented, and you will go on to do great things. You have contributed much, and for that we are grateful. As I thought about what I wanted to say to you all, it became very clear that what I have for you is hope. Because as I think about our collective future, which will be in your very capable hands, I am hopeful. So, I hope that you all recognize the fact that you didn't leave anything unfinished here at this school. Even though it may feel as though you did plenty. I hope that you know that even with a shortened senior year, you have left the Oneonta Senior High School better than you found it. I hope that you know that we, as a school community, could not be more proud of the way that you, in so many capacities, have represented our school, this community, yourself, and your families as students, performers, athletes, and as human beings throughout your time here in this school district. I hope that you know that we have so very much enjoyed having the opportunity to share this journey with you. I hope that you realize just how special and strong you are. I hope that you never limit yourselves. You all possess tremendous abilities. There may be many occasions throughout your lives when you feel you may not be able to do or accomplish something, but you can. I hope that you never give in to the naysayers who may doubt your abilities. I hope that you don't rely on other people for your own happiness. You enjoy your life and surround yourself with those who value your happiness and you theirs. I hope that you don't buy into the labels that many place upon you, especially when it comes to degrees of importance. It is easy for people to get wrapped up in their own sense of importance. As you progress through your lives, don't be that person. In fact, please be just the opposite and recognize the importance in who people are and not what they are. I hope that you recognize just how powerful your words and actions are and then that you use both for what is good and just. I hope that you are filled with wisdom and courage to be bold when it is not comfortable being so. And I hope that your lives are filled with many, many blessings that enrich, satisfy, and complete your long, happy, and healthy lives. Soon you will go on from our hive here at OHS and do those wonderful things and wear many hats. But whatever hat it is that you are wearing, wear it with respect and simply do more than anyone expects you to. Just be a great student, a great soldier, a great employee, a great employer. Be a great mom or dad, a great member of a family, and simply be a great human being. In the words of singer and songwriter Tim McGraw, when you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around. Help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. Humble and kind is exactly how I will remember you, the class of 2020. Thank you.
Good morning. This is now the presentation of the awards. Alexander Bitterman, the John Philip Sousa Band Award. Catherine Ackley, the David E. Hughes Memorial Award, the Richard Brininger Memorial Award for Foreign Language. Marco Amato, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Ariana Anderson, the Community Bank Award, the OHS Alumni Association Achievement Award, the Service Club Recognition Award. Kai Atchison, the Floyd C. Allen Memorial Award, the Oneonta Federated Garden Club Award. Kasani Atkinson, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Adam Babiardsky, the National Honor Society Physics Award, the OHS Alumni Association Achievement Award. Danielle Bestakis, the OHS Alumni Association Student Publications Award, the Service Club Recognition Award. Sabrina Blacklock, the Oneonta Federated Garden Club Award. Layla Blair, the Frank Diz and Joanne LaMonica Determination Award, the Band Achievement Award. Alessandra Boxel-Yakelis, the Lions Club George Kershaw Memorial Award, the AP Bio Award, the OHS Alumni Association Achievement Award. Mary Brantley, the Catherine H. Tobey Award. Lucas Brakey, the Eric Driggs Memorial Award, and the Denny Carr Award. Alyssa Braden, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Jacob Braden, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Avery Burnsworth, the Lions Club Community Volunteer Award. Lucas Burrows, the New York State Comptroller Achievement Award. Caleb Casey, the Future for Oneonta Incorporated Award and the Boys State Leadership Award. Ariadne Castillo, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Alex Chiccaranu, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Abigail Denning, the Samuel J. Bertuzzi Foreign Language Award, the OHS Alumni Association Achievement Award. William Dent, the Masonic Temple Oneonta Lodge number 466 F&AM Award. Liam Dillon, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Dawson Coffey, the Principal's Perseverance Award. Lily Evans, the Captain Floyd Mayo Award. Matthew Frederick, the Leatherstocking Brush and Palette Award, the Dr. Robert A. Mullins Humanities Award, the DAR Good Citizenship Award, the OHS Alumni Association Student Publications Award, and the James R. Warren Award. Jade Gant, the Principal's Perseverance Award. And Helga Goodhue, the Assemblyman's Certificate of Merit. Congratulations.
Good morning. It is with pleasure that I announce the following scholarship recipients. Students, if you would please stand when I say your name. Alexander Bitterman, Doris W. Egan Memorial Scholarship, Eggleston Scholarship, NBT Scholarship, New York State Education Scholarship for Academic Excellence, Dollars for Scholars, Robert Squires Memorial Scholarship. Catherine Ackley, Dollars for Scholars, Clifford A. and Elizabeth P. McVinney Memorial Scholarship. Ariana Anderson, OHS Alumni Scholarship with Future for Oneonta Foundation, Dollars for Scholars, George A. and Elizabeth L. Niles Scholarship. Kai Atchinson. Dollars for Scholars, Charles T. and Doris B. Gallagher Memorial Scholarship. Danielle Bastekis. OHS Alumni Scholarship with Future for Oneonta Foundation. Dollars for Scholars, Walter J. and Anna H. Burchin Scholarship. Quinton Bissell Smith. Dollars for Scholars, Margaret W. Weemet Memorial Scholarship. Sabrina Blacklock. Dollars for Scholars, Brooks Barbecue Charitable Foundation Scholarship. Layla Blair. Dollars for Scholars, Patricia Pantaleone Memorial Music Scholarship. Isabella Bonici. Sam Bartuzzi Memorial Scholarship. Alessandra Boxel Yakelis. New York State Education Scholarship for Academic Excellence. Dollars for Scholars, Brooks Barbecue Charitable Foundation Scholarship. Mary Brantley. Andy Goebel Scholarship, Kraft Burney Family Scholarship. Dollars for Scholars, the Honorable Robert A. Harlem Memorial Scholarship. Lucas Brakey. Clark Foundation Scholarship, Sam Bartuzzi Memorial Scholarship. Olivia Card. The Future for Oneonta Foundation Incorporated Scholarship. Caleb Casey. Clark Foundation Scholarship, Dollars for Scholars, Susan Remillard Memorial Scholarship. Catherine Cleveland. Dollars for Scholars, Robert W. and Joan Moyer Trust Scholarship. Adele Coe. Oneonta Teachers Association Scholarship, OHS Class of 1984 Scholarship. Dollars for Scholars, Class of 1969 Scholarship in honor of Bud Perone. Abigail Denning. Frank Diz and Joanne LaMonica Scholarship. Dollars for Scholars, Jared Trotty Memorial Scholarship. Lily Evans. Dollars for Scholars, C. James and Lois S. Herrick Memorial Scholarship. Riley Falconio Gray. Bernard Hungerford Scholarship, Dollars for Scholars, Willie's Family Foundation Scholarship. Maria Farrell. Clark Foundation Scholarship, Andy Goebel Scholarship, Dollars for Scholars, Dr. Rudolph and Gwen L. Schuster Scholarship. Matthew Frederick. New York State Education Scholarship for Academic Excellence, Dollars for Scholars, Class of 1969 Scholarship in honor of Bud Perone. Tyler Froh. J. Frederick and May S. Jenks Memorial Scholarship. Jacob Giorsi. Clark Foundation Scholarship, Dollars for Scholars, Michelle R. Goodhue Memorial Scholarship. Angelica Goodhue. Clark Foundation Scholarship, Dollars for Scholars, Daniel and Jean Rothermel Memorial Scholarship. Ryan Gracie. Jim Sullivan Scholarship. Congratulations to all of these recipients.
Thank you, Principal Wilsonholm and Superintendent Bridley, for asking me to say a few words to the incredible class of 2020, their families, our faculty, and the whole OHS family. I really hope everyone has been staying safe and healthy, and my deepest sympathies to all people, families, and businesses that have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, which I know is far too many. First of all, let me start and tell you why I'm surprised and feel lucky to be giving this address, which at the same time will start my work of backing up that claim that our class is incredible, as that is far from superficial flattery. My very biased guess is that the class of 2020 will go down as one of the best academic classes in OHS history, and likely the same will be said of our artistic, athletic, and leadership achievements. It's hard for me to convey just how deeply grateful I am to have had so many smart and academically focused classmates as both peer role models to motivate me and lifesavers to help me when I was stuck on schoolwork. And I think that is what I'll remember most about this class, how willing this group of students has been to help one another. For example, our salutatorian and my good friend Nate Kuhlman, aka the math guru as we call him, has greatly helped not only me, but all of his classmates with countless problems. While I'll always poke fun at Nate for being such a genius, his constant generosity and dedication to others is truly reflective of this class as a whole. I know that in other classes, there's an unmistakable air of competition that at times can border on hostility. But I think all of us here in the class of 2020 have instead enjoyed an atmosphere of genuine desire to help and make each other better. This rare but powerful combination, selflessness and the daily drive for growth, is just one of the many reasons why I feel so lucky to have been part of such a special group. Much of my work and what I have learned throughout high school are in many ways the product of my peers' help and drive to make each other better. With this in mind, I can only hope my words today overlap to some degree with the thoughts of my fellow classmates. And I promise you all, just watch what all of these students are going to do in the future. Great things you can be sure of. On March 12th, we had all just assumed we would see our friends and teachers at school the next day, like the inevitable sunrise. Did I really pay attention to my classmates' hilarious little personality quirks that day? Did I take even a second to ponder the work each teacher had done to prepare and give each lesson? Now confined to a house, and most often one room, I now wonder if I took even a second to enjoy simply walking around our school. No, I didn't, because I would be there again tomorrow for sure, so none of it was worth taking note of. Pandemics, lockdowns, closings, all science fiction, beyond the realm of our imagination. The last 3 months have proven to us, with savage poignancy, the importance of being grateful for the here and now. The past is gone and unchangeable. What tomorrow will look like is truly unpredictable and far from guaranteed. We have learned, more than most senior classes I suspect, to take absolutely nothing for granted. And I think because of that, we will all have a deeper and more durable gratitude for even the mundane things in life once they return to us. Now, if you had told any of us on March 12th that for the rest of the year we'd be able to sleep a few extra hours in the morning, eat whatever we want, wear whatever we want, and be online all day with our friends, I don't think many of us would have complained. However, having the pandemic coerce almost constant screen time upon us for our education, it has actually given us unique insight into the huge shortcomings of technology when compared to the irreplaceable value of a caring teacher and motivated students in a real classroom. Before, we could raise our hand in a relaxed manner, knowing we would develop the conversation along logically and get an answer. In the remote classroom of this pandemic world, we have to anxiously scan for nonverbal cues and balance on the tightrope between interrupting the speaker and losing the microphone to another speaker. This often results in awkward gaps of silence or interruption and taps much of our mental energy. Now, I think we've all learned that remote learning via technology will never pretend to approximate the value of a classroom of curious students led by a passionate teacher, not even close. So our initial collective roar of joy was soon replaced by a feeling of sadness with a new hole in our lives. I soon found that I sorely missed the subtle but priceless characteristics of each of my classmates, whether it be Hastings' hilarious laugh, Mary's annoying need to color code everything, or Teddy's habit of constantly chomping away at his hoodie strings. It was odd to think how these seemingly minuscule details and the many more that would take too long to mention were what I missed most about going to school. I think this goes to show how even the best technology, can only capture such a small fraction of what made each and every day at OHS so special. Our melancholy was also initially exacerbated by the generous workload of our OHS teachers. I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is about as much work and time as I did before the break. I thought they were going to cut us some slack here. This was not easier for sure, at least not for Oneonta. Then I realized that 3 months of no external demands to organize and prioritize my time would have driven me insane and possibly damaged our next steps to college or working life. My initial jealousy of other high schools where students were doing close to nothing transformed into admiration and gratitude for the dedication and professionalism of our OHS teachers. But still, through the screen, their magic has been a bit diluted. But none of us will forget that magic. My calculus teacher, Mrs. Sitz, prepared a goodie bag for all of her students with a note saying how proud she was of each one of us a couple of days before our AP test. Ms. Sitz was also kind enough to personally drive to my house to drop it off, which I'll admit is because I didn't know we were supposed to go to the school that day to pick it up. But I will never forget that genuine act of kindness. Similarly, Mr. DePau also personally drove to my house, this time not by any mistake of mine, on the day that would have been my last senior concert to drop off the flowers I would have worn that night. I think I speak for all the seniors in band when I say how kind and heartfelt that action was. But of course, I can't forget all the hilarious memories these incredible teachers have given me. From Mr. Mushtair's educational yelling every day in class and his signature phrase, student, to making fun of Mr. Frankowiak's mystifying love for cucumber lime Gatorade, and even Mr. Heacock's sarcastic jabs that amazingly just never miss. I can't express how much I will miss these phenomenal teachers and how grateful I am for all the fond memories to look back on. My parents would always marvel when I told them how our school was devoid of those stereotypical subdivisions, groups, and labels that they had growing up. When they would talk to friends and families from other towns, the first OHS brag they would bring out would be about how tolerant our school is. I never felt like there were tribes in our school, and that is a great feeling. Most of the credit for that has to go to you parents, so thank you. There are not many schools like this, where a hello from anyone would not be unexpected. I really want everyone to take a minute and realize how tolerant, accepting, and unified this class of 2020 is, since that is what I am most proud of. Many smart people are saying that tribalism is perhaps the greatest threat to our world, and many also say the strongest seeds for it are planted in the college years. So let's try to always remember the special unity we had here and how good that made us feel. Our education these last 4 years at OHS has revolved around the principle that there are objective underlying truths about our world that are both fascinating to learn and invaluable for us to know in order to make future contributions to society. But because these common truths are something that can unify us all, those same forces of tribalism can seek to weaken them. Look at this COVID-19 pandemic, which should be a purely medical issue, has somehow absorbed some crossfire of passionate opinions in politics. Instead of a consensus of medical experts, the tribal tendency has caused many to instead find comfort in answers from those that they simply agree with on other, completely unrelated topics. Thinking about that lately, I've decided on one thing. We should be courageous and not afraid to go rogue when intellectual freedom and honesty demands it. If all of your friends and family, with the same general inclinations and opinions as you, all profess one simple story about the state of the world, should it be taken as a fact immediately? Because we know from our tough classes here, simple stories do not ever easily reflect reality. But this will be hard, as it is such an instinct for us to latch on to concise, neat narratives. Instead, perhaps we should prove everything for ourselves, because our OHS education has given us the training and the tools to do that hard work. The lessons from our classrooms had one underlying foundation, that science, math, literature, and historical facts are all very laborious, detailed, and meticulous disciplines, but they are the only way to the real truth. And they have taught us to do these things as independent, curious investigators, armed with the power to relish that rare ability to come to different conclusions than all of those folks were stereotyped to agree with. It might be more thrilling to do that and surprise even ourselves as opposed to falling into a predictable pattern without doing any of our own digging. For example, we're expected to say that climate change is the greatest threat in our lifetime, but perhaps the startling and accelerating loss of biodiversity is even more urgent. So with all the many displays of our common truth in peril over the last year, My thought is that whenever a potential fact or view of the world is presented to me, I will always say to myself, maybe so, maybe not. Let me investigate for myself. If we can continue to listen to everyone with an open mind as we have done here, then we can continue to grow and better understand one another. Only by venturing to see what may be outside the popular narratives will we have the opportunity to discover something new and create our own intellectual signature. In the last few weeks, the most vital concern of racial injustices have been center stage for all of us. To know how to best focus our needed efforts for such a complex problem, we need to distrust simple explanations and avoid the natural urge to surrender to a tribe of thought. We can then use the great skills we've learned here to do the hard individual work of digging deep into objective facts in order to better see precisely where the root of those inequities lie. Only then can we know exactly where to best direct our energy toward peaceful and specific corrective measures that lead to real and enduring change. The class of 2020 is truly incredible. In addition to the most important reasons I mentioned earlier, let's not forget we have numerous college athletes. Many are going to their dream colleges, and many are imbued with that entrepreneurial spirit and are starting their own businesses. I'm so proud to have been a part of it for the last 4 years, and smile whenever I remember that you will all be my fellow alumni forever. Thank you.
Families, friends, colleagues, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Brinley, and our guests of honor, the members of the class of 2020. Good morning and welcome to the 151st commencement ceremony of Oneonta High School. It is so good to see you, and I've missed you so much. And right now, I'm suppressing my inner Joe Cocker, and I did leave my karaoke mic on my desk because you are so beautiful. You are so beautiful. And I will say that 2 more times today, and I'm going to mean it just as much every time I say it. I am thrilled that we are able to be here together to celebrate this important milestone. I would like to start by sharing with you, class of 2020, something about myself that may actually change your opinion of me. I am a Hallmark Channel superfan. Yes, what exactly does that mean? What is the difference between a superfan and a fan? And just when you thought you were going to have no more lessons here, right? This is it right here. Well, a Hallmark Channel fan might not have the app on her device, and she might not check off each movie as she watches it, or record 2 to 3 movies in as many days to watch at a later date. That number would increase significantly between the months of November and March 1st. My fondness for Channel 312 began a couple of years ago. I was drawn to the predictable storylines and the happy endings. I found comfort in them. The characters were likable. No one got mad even when they were left at the altar. There was no violence, no other R-rated material. In my mind, could just unwind, relax, and be entertained. It was while watching a Hallmark Channel movie that I thought of you in this very moment. The movie was entitled Love in Store. The setting was a home shopping network, like a QVC, and one of the main characters ended each of his segments with the same question for his viewers. Tell me, what is it you will do with your one wild and precious life? It's the last line of a poem titled The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Very simple poem, structurally, no multi-stanzas, no complicated rhyme schemes. In it, Ms. Oliver describes the day she has spent strolling through a grassy field, breathing in the details of nature. She studies a grasshopper, observing how it eats, washes, takes in its surroundings before flying away. This is time well spent, maintains the author, because our time to do so is not infinite. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? It goes without saying that these past 4 months have been difficult, and you forever may be resentful of what COVID-19 took from you as seniors. And that would be understandable. But Ms. Oliver and Ann Wolstenholme would challenge you to focus on the positives, which can be far more difficult. Let us not forget that there have been some silver linings. Air pollutants have drastically been reduced due to the lockdown. Animal shelters saw adoptions soar, and in some cases were left with empty cages. Outdoor activities like walking, biking, and hiking saw a resurgence in popularity among all ages. People rediscovered the joy of taking a Sunday car drive just to get out of the house. And family life driven by extracurricular and meeting schedules came to a screeching halt, and calendars remained empty. Dust was blown off board games, puzzles, playing cards. Grocery stores ran out of flour and yeast as the art of baking bread rejuvenated. And a daily dose of Cooking 101, hosted by the Hecox family, was eagerly anticipated. We were forced to reconnect and rediscover using the ways of life from another lifetime. We were forced to slow down and notice things. Class of 2020, do not equate graduation with the end of your learning. Embrace a future filled with discovering who you are and where you fit in the world. Do not always look at the spring of your senior year through dark and stormy eyes. Instead, focus on the fact that you will leave us today with lessons experienced by no other recent graduating class. Among them, the importance of human connection and of slowing down now and then to appreciate the little things in life. Remember these as you leave us to become a big red bear, a hawk, a red dragon, a golden flyer, a Bonnie, a Laker, a Seminole, bobcat, a member of the wolf pack, a dolphin, or as you enter the military, like the Navy, Robert Tonner, the Marines, if you're Lane Johnson or Stephen Jellick and Lucas Burrows, or the Air Force, like Erica Young, the Army, ROTC, like Emma Knudsen, or if you're Tyler Froh, you will enter the Fire Academy. And of course, there is one more piece of advice I'd like to give to you. If you ever have a need for a comfort, something light, insightful entertainment, watch a Hallmark Channel movie. Tell me, members of the class of 2020, what is it you will do with your one wild and precious life? Go Yellow Jackets. Congratulations. So, without further ado, Superintendent Brindley, members of the Board of Education, parents, family, and friends, I hereby certify that these students have completed the requirements for graduation as established by the New York State Department of Education, and I hereby confer upon them the title of high school graduates.
And now for the presentation of diplomas. If you would all please rise. Catherine Ackley. Ariana Anderson. Kai Atchison. Adam Babaradsky. Danielle Bastakis. Quentin Bissell Smith. Alexander Bitterman. Sabrina Blacklock. Layla Blair. Isabella Bonici. Alessandra Boxel-Yakelis. Mary Brantley. Lucas Brakey. Alyssa Braden. Lucas Burrows. Olivia Card. Caleb Casey. Ariadne Castillo. Alexander Chekaranu. Catherine Cleveland. Adele Coe. Dawson Coffey. Abigail Denning. William Dent. Liam Dillon. Lily Evans. Riley Falconio Gray. Maria Farrell. Matthew Frederick. Tyler Froh. Jade Gant. Jacob Giorsi.
Congrats, family. Great job.
Angelica Goodhue. Ryan Gracie.
And if I may, ask you please to stand one more time for the singing of the alma mater, which is, you should have maybe a copy on your chair as well as on the back of the program. Belt it right out there, seniors. I know you should know this by heart, I bet. Congratulations, class of 2020 and parents.